Yo, what's going on guys? DrunkItalian here. Today we're going to talk about the new NHL16 Be a Pro Shape Your Legacy trailer. Be a Pro is one of my favorite game modes to play. As you probably know, last year NHL15 Be a Pro was pretty much unplayable without the Sim to Your Next Shift feature. So I'm excited to see what EA has in store for us in next year's Be a Pro. So let's jump right into it.
Whether your thing is going bar down from the slot, shutting down the opponent's star player, or making that huge save in the dying seconds, how you play in NHL16's Be a Pro determines the player you'll become. Your career begins by creating your customized pro and choosing the position and player type you prefer.
Alright, so same as last year, you can customize your pro. I'm assuming you can use their new customization features. Basically, you'll create the pro the way you want it, and you can specify your player type. Now my question is, how will this interact with the whole, your performance on the ice will influence the type of player that you become? For example, if you choose a sniper class, but then you end up playing like an enforcer on the ice by hitting a ton or getting into lots of fights, will that alter the player class that you chose at the beginning of your career? This is so important because the goals that the coaching staff or the team's management team gives you throughout your career are based on the class that you select on this screen. So as you play the game and your play style shapes the player that you become, will that accordingly change the play style that you've specified at the beginning? And will that change the goals that the coaches and management has for you? Will that impact your progression throughout the lineup? And things like that. So I'm interested in seeing how that plays out. Alright, let's continue here.
From there, it's time to decide your path to the show. Prove yourself in the junior ranks to earn a high draft position.
Thank the freaking Lord this is back. Oh my god, last year's system was absolutely horrible. You'd create your player and then you'd be stuck with either being drafted by a completely random team, or you could choose which team to start on, which wasn't bad, but I love doing this in NHL 14 Live the Life, especially because you'd start dominating in juniors and then you get to the NHL and the skill level went way up, so it felt like you were actually going through the same transition that NHL rookies do, going from playing with boys in the juniors to men in the NHL. I feel like it also allows you to influence your draft position based on your performance in the juniors. So if you have a lackluster performance in the juniors, obviously you won't get drafted that high, and it just adds to the realism of the whole game mode itself, and it feels like you're completely accountable for when you get drafted, and it sort of helps you build a story and build, as EA puts it, your legacy. So really glad that this is returning, and man, I can't wait to play this.
Or head straight to the pros and battle for your spot in the NHL.
Whoa, what camera angle is this? It looks so cool. Not sure if this is in the game already, because I always play on overhead, but this angle looks sweet. It looks like you're like completely immersed in the action. I'll probably give this a shot when I play. Alright, enough of that. Let's continue.
Be a Pro's revamped player progression system puts the future in your hands, allowing your on-ice style to directly influence the type of player you'll grow into. If you want to develop into a skilled player like Claude Giroux or Tyler Seguin, then focus on finesse and stick handling to evolve in those areas. Prefer the physical side of the sport? Playing the body and battling in the dirty areas of the ice will progress your player in a much different way. NHL 16 gives you the control to shape your legacy how you see fit.
I want to just rewind and go back to where they had the player growth screen. And as you can see here, the one thing that really stands out, well, first off, seems like the player progression is on a weekly basis, so not a game-by-game basis, which it's not too big of a change. I guess your growth will kind of come in bursts, which I don't know, I'm fine with. I like to see how that plays out. But the one thing that really stands out is this weekly decrease block right here, and I don't see any decrease happening in the actual screenshot, but this seems kind of odd to me. Like, does this mean that if you perform poorly in certain areas or fail to work on certain attributes in the off-ice training, which we're going to talk about in a bit, will your attributes in those areas decrease? This could be interesting. It might incentivize players to become more well-rounded as opposed to, a pure goal scorer who will have ridiculous shooting stats and maybe skating stats, but their defense will decrease over time if they play like Ovi used to play. So So it might kind of force players to become multi-dimensional players, two-way players, and I kind of like that. I like to see how that'll influence people's play style. All right, so next.
And the ability to sim directly to your next shift means you'll never need to take a break from the action again.
Well, I don't think I need to say much about this. This is the whole essence of Be a Pro, simming to your next shift. I can't believe they omitted this in NHL 15. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody's looking forward to this, so I'm so thankful that they put this back. Next.
Your player's development doesn't end on the ice either. All new off-ice training helps take your progression to the next level, allowing you to manage your weekly workout time and ensure you're always building your player's skill set to stay at the top of your game.
Now this was probably one of the most interesting features, in my opinion, when I first heard about it. But when looking at it now, just like a simple off-ice training mechanism that seems to be very hands-off, like just a simple allocation of limited hours during your week. I thought that you would actually get to perform the off-ice training sessions in a mini practice mode and gain XP that way, but instead this looks like just a very hands-off system where you're given a certain amount of training hours a week, and then you have to choose which sessions to attend, but you won't actually get to do anything. It looks like you just select the training and then you automatically get the XP and nothing more. So I'm kind of disappointed by this, but I hope that they're kind of thinking like I am and that they're going to progress this so that you can actually enter these training sessions and actually, for example, practice your face-offs or your defensive positioning or your shooting. And if you're successful in those off-ice practice modes, that'll help you progress even further in the game mode. So anyway, I'll leave that for now, but very interesting. So all right, let's continue.
To help you perfect your skills, we've introduced all new visual on-ice training.
So the customized visual aids, not sure how useful these are going to be. It looks pretty cool, but to me they seem a little gimmicky and something that I'll probably try once and then get annoyed by the constant notifications and just like turn it off right away. But if the game's able to learn your playstyle and show you tips only for the areas where you kind of lack, then that might be a useful feature. It looks like you could do that when they say feedback hints adaptive. I wonder if that's what that means. So we'll see. But I mean, if the notifications are kind of an all or nothing thing where they're either in your face all game or completely off, then I think that might be kind of gimmicky, and the more experienced players will just turn it off and never look at it again.
Visual aids project shooting targets, passing lanes, open teammates, and more. No matter what type of player you are and which career path you choose, the end goal is always the same, and that's to lift the Stanley Cup. How you achieve that is up to you.
Hey, what do you know? You can finally see your pro lift the Stanley Cup. It's a simple but critical change and something that should have been in this game mode from day one. Like, how can you go through a game mode like this and not be rewarded by seeing your pro lift the Stanley Cup when you win it? This is basically the whole reason why NHLers play hockey, so obviously us fans want to lift the cup too, even if it is just a video game. So good job, EA, for including that. I don't know, all in all, Be a Pro looks pretty good. I think it won't be 100% an amazing game mode right off the bat, but I think they're taking the right direction towards it, and I've got some ideas that I'm planning on sharing in my wish list series that build on Be a Pro, using some of the things that they've implemented this year. So if you guys want to check that out, just hit that subscribe button and keep up when I post that video in the future. So if you guys like this video, leave a like, comment on your thoughts about Be a Pro. Are you excited for the game mode? I know I am, so we'll see how it goes, and yeah, thanks for watching, boys. See you in the next one.